Hi, my name is Nitro Nick. I'm here with Darkside Racing's Top Fuel team here in Calgary, Alberta. And this is our first video talking about the fuel pump. Now, a little bit of an overview of what the fuel pump is. These are the hearts of the Top Fuel drinks. These things come in a range of sizes, generally the same shape, but two major brands, Waterman and Rage. Waterman fuel pumps, as you're going to see today, is red and black or gold coloration generally, and Rage is solid black with maybe some gray. The reason for this is mostly to differentiate between the two brands and so that you, the buyer, know what you're getting, and you can easily look up on their flow charts any sort of technical information you may need. When it comes to the fuel pump, there's a lot that you can control with it, and we'll go over in great detail shortly about that. So let's get on to. Here's the fuel pump. As I was saying earlier, this is that nice red and black coloration to signify that this is a Waterman fuel pump. This pump pumps 80 gallons of fuel per minute, and first we're going to talk about the inlets. These are the inlets down here. They are quite massive, as you can see. They are 1 3/4 inch outside diameter. Now, the reason for that is you need to make sure that this pump maintains a constant supply of fuel. If it doesn't, it will do what's called cavitating, which will create an air bubble within the pumps themselves, and that will get into your fuel line, and nitro motors don't like air bubbles. Here we have the snout. Now the snout connects directly to the front cover. This is what goes over the camshaft, and it connects directly like that. And we'll have a little clip here that secures it tightly. The snout is a direct drive straight from the camshaft. Generally, pumps are rated to their fuel per minute to 8,000 RPM. Now we'll get into a bit more technical detail in a later video, but generally, Top Fuel motors don't run a constant 8,000 RPM, and you have to take that into account when tuning these. So, here we have the body of the fuel pump. Now, the body of the fuel pump is broken up into 4 sections, as you can see by the black bands. Each section is an independent pump. So, if this is a 80 gallon per minute pump, 20, 40, 60, 80. Each section is approximately 20 gallons per minute. Now, as you can see on the inside, here is the gear setup. There's a back front plate and an end plate, as you can see here, a little sticky. And all the dimensions of the gears and the plates have to add up to fit the inside diameter of the housing. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're going to get leaks, won't seal properly, or just general bad things may happen. Now, as you can see, taking care of these things is very important when you're fueling up fuel tank. You want to make sure that there's no chunks or fragments in there. Otherwise, getting in between those is going to create one heck of a mess for you. And here are the shafts. As stated earlier, the direct drive. If I were to twist the front here, you can see here. You can see my hand back here, it's turning. So this one's the driving shaft, and this one's the driven shaft. And each section delivers into these little blocks up here, which is our next part. Now we're down to the last piece of the fuel pump, the shutoffs. So these are the 2 shutoffs. The Y blocks for each 2 sections feed into them. For these Y blocks, there is a couple fittings here. Now what these fittings allow us to do is to fuel our enrichment and leaning out systems. We'll get into those another day, so for now, don't worry too much about them. But then they go directly to the fuel shutoffs. Now these fuel shutoffs are a T-style shutoff. When they are on, as you can see back here, allows the fuel to go straight through to our barrel valve. When they're off, they bring the fuel back to our fuel line. This prevents deadheading. Generally, deadheading just seizes up the pump because of overpressurization, and that's real bad. With the fuel shutoffs, as you can see, they're adjustable. There's different amounts that you can go, partway on, halfway on. When we're turning the car on, we use that to trim the fuel going into the car initially so that we don't cool down the motor too much. We'll get into kind of how fuel interacts with the motor in another one of our videos, but there's 2 ways of controlling the fuel shutoffs. One way is having a bar of aluminum through the middle there, and that's the generally used way. It allows for simplistic controls. You tell pressure going in by a little gauge that we have on the dash. So, you want it 40 or 60 pounds PSI, have it up there, maybe down there. It all depends on your tune-up and where you are. Now the alternate way of doing it is with 2 levers, where you control each shutoff independently. That gets a little bit more complicated, and it's generally not widely used, but it is an option. Now, with that, one last thing to show you. And here, we'll end today's video with the barrel valve. Now this little piece of equipment is very important to the tuning of the fuel system. It controls where the fuel goes and how much of it gets there. But with that, I'll leave it there. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Also, leave us a comment. We would like to know your feedback on how we're doing things, and ask us questions. We want to know what you guys are interested about. That could govern our future topic. Also, check us out on Facebook and our webpage, darksideracing.ca. We have a lot of information in there that could help you before we get to those topics, or get you a head start on discussions that we may have. Thanks for watching.